Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Friday morning update. It is the 25th of February 2022. We are now live at London Open as usual, and now we have no technical difficulties by the looks of it. So last week was, I couldn't get the stream running. And it turns out it wasn't the PC at all. It was the internet connection. So they fixed that. That's great. And yeah, let's see if you guys can hear me well. Everything looks good on my end. Very, very nice stream quality. Goyemore from South Africa. Hello, hello. Good morning, familie. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Steve. Hello, Sandra. Altus Electro. Rashid. Hello, coach from Abu Dhabi. Hello, hello. Ooh. Nice and warm, I guess, huh? Good morning from Austria, everybody. Hello, hello. Good morning. Morgen aus Ungarn. All right. Well, it seems like at least some people have tuned in for now. I said in the announcement 90 minutes ago, so maybe some forgot and they don't know it's live. That could be too. But if anyone could confirm, good morning from Norway. Hello, hello. If anyone could confirm that you can hear me well, it looks good. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Looks good on that side too. So I think sound is fine. I think I'll just get going. Cool, cool, cool. Well, what a week. What a week. Sound is good. Okay, thank you, Altus. What a week. Let's get going, huh? What a week. What a week. What a week. And we have a lot to talk about, huh? Wow, the sun is shining now here behind me. I don't know if you see it. I'm pretty dark and I can barely see the screen. It's usually not that sunny, but I guess it's a good way to start the morning. So let's get going with our horizontals so that we can get to the tasty stuff as soon as possible. But nevertheless, just because there's volatility on the charts or there's exciting stuff going on doesn't mean you should be skipping parts of your daily routine, as they can help you see important information that, especially if you're trading on the lower time frames, you kind of just forget after a while. Yeah, so these are our monthly levels. Of course, we have the infamous 58K one. That's probably my favorite one for last year. Or is it 35K? I can't decide. I like them both. But 58K was pretty cool and gave some very nice trades. So do you need them on the chart? Same question as usual. Theoretically, no. I mean, I know them by heart now. So I don't have them on my chart, but I know that they're there. And yeah, the untapped one up here is not really helpful for right now anyway. These two middle ones, you could argue, okay, we're kind of, at least this month we revisited them. Maybe I can keep them on as a reference point, but there's surely fresher or untapped levels that can be more helpful. But as a region, as a reminder of the region, is not bad. So the 35K also becoming relevant this month and last month. So I guess these two, even though they're tapped, you could say, I want to keep them for reference unless you find something better or fresher, so to speak. Yeah, and the lower ones here on the Bybit chart is 10K-ish, all the way down here. And if we take an older chart with more price history, there's that 13K one as well. But, that's super, super far away from here and not very helpful since 35K is holding. So as long as that's the case, then I don't really need it. So I'm not going to mark it. So let's see what else we got. So lower weekly or lowest weekly here on this more recent range would be this one, 36,270. Yeah, it's been tapped. It's been tapped and it's been tapped, but it's the last standing one here. The untapped one is still down here at 31.7. Still holding on. Holding on. And what do we have here? We do have another one up here, but it's also been tapped. 42.3. Then you also have this one up here, which has also been tapped. And then you have the monthly, which has also been tapped. So yeah, they're all pretty cool. Like this one is very interesting because as you can see, it's kind of a repeat of an old area of support and resistance across of last year. So arguably you could say it's even more relevant than this one, but they've both been tapped. So really neither one. Yeah. And might as well just leave the monthly as a reference point. It's higher anyway. This one is fresh. Yeah. So this is definitely a relevant one. 50,776. That's definitely a relevant one. And of course, you've got all the way up here your 65K one as well. Do we need it right now? No, but you know, there it is. So what else do we need from a weekly perspective? I would say that's enough for now. Don't really need any of this old stuff. No, I'm good with that. So let's see what fresh dailies might help us today a little bit. The dailies, as you notice, you know, the daily levels are more for or very nice for local trades, especially to define the range where you are right now. The other ones are especially for swing trades, very, very useful. So I already can see that this one up here is an untapped one right there. Yeah, this little retest here, and it is the highest one of everything since dropping from this range here. So that's our highest standing daily level and untapped. So that's really, really cool. So now you could say, all right, I know this is a monthly level. I know it's still being respected. Yeah, you can see that some of these daily candles are still rejecting off of this pretty nicely, but I don't need it on my chart right now. So I can just, you know, take it off and I have a fresh daily that's very close. And I remember, okay, there's a lot of traffic around here. Yeah. And here we had this one. This would be a bit lower, but now the untapped one was just freshly made yesterday, or after yesterday's candle closing, basically. So 37,253. That would be the closest one to the downside. This one has been tapped. This one has been tapped. This one is basically the monthly level. Look at that. There's a daily level on the monthly level. So, you know, that's the 35K is a really, really, really nice area to pay attention to. And if we want something lower, kind of like last standing line of defense, you could say, from a more bullish perspective, would be this one slightly below 30K, yeah, 29,775. That's your last standing daily. Also for all of pretty much last year as well, yeah. And then the next one already goes down here to 26K. Same reasoning as with the monthlies. I'm not going to mark anything down here for now, and as long as these levels here are holding, yeah. But that has also been covered in the champion stream. Daniel has been covering also the lower levels. So for the sake of time, let's just keep it at a bit more local. Yeah. So what else? What do we have to the up? So we have this one. Up here, there's another one. Oh, look at that. You could also get rid of that other monthly level and just pop a daily on there if you want. Right there. Untapped one. Also a nice option. And yeah, I think I'm happy with this though. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Hello, hello. Yeah, that's one we can use as well. Yeah, the psychological 40K. I mean, goodness, is this the same as the coolest daily of last year? Yeah, almost. Yeah, that's this area just keeps repeating over and over. Look at this. So it's slightly higher. The coolest of last year was like 40,700, but this area just keeps repeating so often as a daily level. I think this would be, if we can give it a bit of room, this could be like the 6th time that we're having a daily level being created around here. So yeah, definitely for day trading, really cool. Kind of seems to be in the middle of this local range area that we have going on here. And speaking of ranges, how about we put this in a folder and start looking at some juicy range stuff. So I'm going to make levels here again. And I think we'll leave that as it is for now. Yeah, I think that's okay. That gives us a few levels to play with at least. So what else do we have? What else do we have? Yeah, before I start drawing ranges, how about, should we pull some fibs first or some ranges first? They're both so good. So I have this little range party folder that I've been posting or updating and posting on a regular basis. There's this little range, fixed range pool up here for these chunks of price action. So you could say it's combining this range, and this range together, and that's the POC. I've stopped updating that one because I want to keep it local here. Same as this one here. It's just the local lower range. First, we bounced off of that old POC. Very nice bounce. Then went down again and went even past the value area low and really touched, yeah, the lowest part of that range there. Then I have a bigger one that encompasses everything for this year pretty much. So from 6th of January till now. So let's update that one to right now. And you can still see that the point of control of that is still around 42K. That the value area low is just slightly below us now. So we're trying to get into this little range again. This would be the value area high of that low one. So you can see it's really a fight with this high volume node right now. Yeah, claim it or not claim it. Yesterday we had that short squeeze which we can cover in a second. And just from a very easy peasy market structure perspective, you can already see that we took the standing highs, stopped any shorts that had their stops up here were taken out, and now we are rejecting off of that. So a bit of a swing failure pattern going there as well. And kind of undecisive whether this entrance into the value area is valid or not, or if we will have no acceptance. And that's also a question we get very often. What does acceptance mean? How do you actually confirm that, not confirm that, which time frame? It depends, of course, on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a scalp, it's a very different story. If you're looking for a day trade, it's a different story. And if for a swing trade, then you need, daily candles and a lot of volume to confirm a level actually being claimed. Basically, acceptance would mean that the buying interest has to pick up as above the support that you're trying to claim. So if you're going to pick this value area low, for example, here, let's say at 38K, the buying interest has to pick up as soon as you backtest that. Yeah. If it doesn't and you just fall through and back into your old range, then that was no acceptance. And all of this was just a short squeeze, a deviation, end of story. That's it. And down you go. You continue the downtrend. Yeah. Then we have this bigger pool from the beginning of December that I also have on here, because it's basically the entire set of data below 53K. Yeah, so since dropping here, the big drop at the beginning of December, it includes this big range here and everything else that came after. So it's nice to see, where's the POC of the whole thing. And that's higher at around 47K. You can also see the high volume nodes very well. That's I find very useful. So, here's a lot of volume. There's a lot of volume here. This one with a bit more transaction volume could become the new POC, which would fit this one here. Here you have a high volume node. Here you have some too. So now we're kind of fighting with this high volume node right there. Yeah. So it's not only the value area low of this pool, but you know that there's some traffic going on here. And of course you can also say, well, if you really want to check out everything from a macro perspective, you can do the same thing we were doing last year and pull the entire fixed range for all of this humongous macro range. Yeah. And you can still see that the POC king and undefeated so far is still this 57K point of control. Massive high volume node up here, very close behind. We've got our 48K area. Yeah. So if I turn on the little range party here, that POC here is the beginning of this high volume node. So that makes sense from that perspective too. And of course we have a bit in the dark because it's outside of the value area, but still there it is, a very, very juicy high volume node. And we're actually going to mark that one. So you can go like, oh my God, look at this. And this is the reason why I pull these fixed ranges. So this is the second time now that we have visited this high volume node. And you can see it was quite the nice reaction the first time around. There was also that back then still naked monthly point of control, order block middle, etc., all that juicy stuff we had here. And now we just pretty much tapped it exactly again. So as it stands, this high volume node is acting as support. Yeah, for every impulsive move down, it's acting as support so far. Flipping this to resistance means the fantastic support becomes resistance. Nice and simple. So instead of depending on some news or whatever else you can find on the internet, you can just look at the data right in front of your face and see this is holding a support. Good. And if you flip this to resistance, well, not so good for upside, obviously. Yeah. Can we bounce somewhere else? Can we hit that weekly level? Well, we marked that daily level. We can turn on our levels. Yeah, of course we can find support around here, do a swing failure pattern here, find support lower. Sure. But it's just that this level then becomes resistance. So on the way back up, you're going to need some serious firepower to get through it. Yeah. So just like the sellers are struggling to take to close at least daily candles below this area, the other way around, it would be the same fight. Yeah, just inverted. So it's a nice area. You don't have to see it as an exact level, even if it looks very cool. But it's an area that is now holding a support, just like it did here for 2.5 months or so, here at the beginning of last year as well. So, you know, there's some arguments for support here. Definitely. That's the case so far. That being said, we are still in that downtrend. Yeah. We have not made any relevant higher highs. You could argue, okay, this was a higher high compared to this, and now we could be perhaps putting in a higher low. That could be, yeah. But how does that get confirmed? Well, if this is supposed to be a higher high and this is supposed to be a higher low, then we need the next higher high, right? We just need another push to take these highs again and then confirm, okay, on the daily time frame, we have a change in market structure. That's great. But so far, that's not the case yet. Could be, could not be. Yeah. So that just takes a little longer to confirm. You can go in lower time frames and see what the local market structure is doing. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say about that. Oh yeah, one more thing. I forgot about the monthly chart. We are at the monthly open, basically. We've been dancing around it and, you know, slightly positive or slightly, you see the candle turn green, red, green, red. We are exactly at the monthly open. So you could say so far, very, very neutral. Yeah, nice move up, nice move down. But we're back at where we started this month, basically. So you could say net, we've done nothing in February. And we have 3 days and 16 hours left. The monthly close is going to be on Monday, from Monday to Tuesday, which is great because it's during the week. That means all the legacy markets are open unless there's another holiday. No, I don't think so. I think there's no holiday now. And the interesting thing would be that if we close above the monthly open, we would have a fresh monthly level right here. Yeah, the new monthly level would be here. That would be your new monthly level. 38,467.5, basically. If not, if we close below it, there's no level. That's just the way it is. Yeah. So how is that helpful right now? Well, not really much. Not really very helpful. I suppose creating a level and then the following month, like in March, back testing it as support and moving upwards would be a nice sign of strength. Creating no level at all leaves you a little bit, without that support, and only the 35K, which has been already hit twice. On two separate months as your standing monthly level of support. All right. So. So crazy. Let's do some Vips, huh? But I think Daniel covered this also on yesterday's stream. Flavor of the month, it seems. Once again, that 886. And why do I say once again? Because you also know that if you take it from down here to up here, we also hit the 886 here at the end of January. Now another 886 retracement. So these are pretty deep. But as it stands, the lows are still holding. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. We did end up tapping that these lows here. What was the weekly level? Yeah, that weekly level that just got tapped to the dollar here and front run here. We finally took out all that liquidity resting here and hit the monthly once again and the 886 and that daily level here. So actually not a bad retracement at all. Yeah. And also very, very technical. And that leaves us, of course, with a question, what about now? What's next? Well, depends on what you're looking for. Swing trade, scalp trade, day trade, scalp trades, anytime, anywhere. Just find your local levels and have fun. That's the beauty of it. Day trades, well, you need a bit we can look at that in a second. And swing trades is also a very interesting area now. Let's see, what do I have? Range party, I already showed you, Gartley. Did I put it on Groovy? Yeah, I think it's in here. We have that big parallel channel, which you can also draw as a FIB channel. And that's still holding for now. We did not hit that on this drop yesterday. So that one's still respecting the structure. Very cool. We have the speed fan, and I removed all the other levels from the Corona low to the all-time high here. And we have not visited that yet. Maybe. And we have, oh yeah, that was a more, that was a more local FIB channel. I think I drew it on the daily. I don't remember. But yeah, look at that 618 touch. That's so crazy, man. So yeah, that fib channel, and let's put them together with a speed fan, with the master channel. Wait, let me turn everything off. And then just this one little fib time pull I wanted to show you as well. All I did here was say, okay, if this seems to be the beginning of the impulse here that took us all the way to the all-time highs. Even if this is of a corrective nature, if you look at it on a bigger perspective, you know, check last Sunday's stream. All I wanted to see here is how long did it take us to get from down here to up here? Yeah, in a time, in a sense of time. And replicating or expanding it with a second click up here, how much time have we been going from up there to where the bottom might be? And that time symmetry is next week, 3rd of March. So around that date, you can give it some room. And it would be interesting to see if there's any reaction after that. Maybe yes, maybe no. We'll see. But what I find funny is that if we turn on that speed fan, and I'll zoom in a little bit for this. Wait, let's start with a small time frame one so that the fib channel, that speed fan, and the master channel, and the fib time. So there you go. You see that these lines are kind of, that's what I call a cross. Don't need no indicator to tell me what's crossing. This is all on the chart, man. How many indicators do I have on? Zero. So yeah, this is very, very interesting to see because it shows that, okay, the downtrend has been as long as that last uptrend move. So there's a certain symmetry being reached. We have once again that bottom of the nice channel. We have or that 618 fib speed fan that has not been tapped yet. Does that have to happen exactly on this day? No, of course not. But it's just a very interesting area of support. Of course, we can add our horizontals to that, and you can see the monthly is a bit higher. That weekly is a bit lower. So from that perspective, you know, we can also be a little bit flexible. It's just that you got to keep in mind if you start taking this low here, it is a lower low, yeah, and we are confirming the downtrend once again. So that means for me personally, if we take this low, then the next, whatever next bounce or rise we have after that, I would be a bit more, yeah, not careful perhaps, or I would just have to check to see how healthy is that. Is it just kind of a dead cat bounce, no juice behind it, just kind of a short squeeze idea and that's it? Or is there something, you know, supporting that? Yeah, so I prefer for that low to hold from that perspective, but I'm not going to be super sad if it doesn't, you know. The same with these lows. I'll just take whatever comes and make the best of it, yeah. But I just found it funny. I wanted to show this, so I have a folder made for this because it's kind of cool, which means that still gives me or gives us another week where we can just wait and see what's going on. And even if it happens later, I do have to admit hitting the 618 of the speed fan will be very cool. Either we go lower or we have to go sideways a bit longer so we can hit it higher up. We'll see. I don't know. Just trying to find as much confidence as possible, and I think that's what you should be doing. Especially for high time frame, you can use as many tools as you want and see what fits best. And in the end, you have the ultimate, or we have the ultimate advantage that even if we plan such levels and such areas, I'm not gonna go YOLO in here and preset orders. Why would I do that? Because we might as well, or it's possible that we just smash through and there's zero buying interest or very little. And if you set a limit order here, you'll just get destroyed. Yeah. So absolutely no need to do that. It's a level for me to check around that time as well, of course. And on its own, it already has been a pretty awesome level of support. So that's, I think, all I wanted to show you from that perspective. Gartley, no, that's been covered. Yeah, I think that's it for now. What about these cool channels? I haven't looked at these in a while. Well, hello. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. What is this? So this is that triple clone channel. Actually, the first one was the top one, I think. Yeah, that was the original one that I had back here. And then I cloned it to the downside like this. And then I cloned it again. But let's take out the clones for now. Oh man, this is crazy. Oh, wow. Boom, boom. Bottom to top of the channel. Wow. Some channels are just crazy, huh? Some channels are just crazy. I didn't even look at that. All right, let's jump to EXO for a second. That gives us a little bit of an idea of what's going on now. Let's just refresh that. And you can see that was yesterday's price action. Of course, a very, very exciting day yesterday also for the legacy markets, yeah, New York Stock Exchange, and we can look at that in a second. But let's see, this was yesterday during the day, my time, see, 3:30. This is when the New York Stock Exchange opened. And doesn't seem like too much going on at the beginning, but we'll look at what SPX was doing at that time. And then you started getting a bit of here already. You can already see that the volume is increasing. We went to 100 million. 161 was the standing bigger one. Actually, coming down here was 221. So that was the strongest one. 30-minute candles, by the way. Then you get even more volume coming in and quite a few longs getting aggressive in here. 13 million. Jeez. 9, 2, 8. Jeez. 11, 10. Those are some serious and increasing open interest. Yeah. So that's actually a healthy push. Yeah. Fresh money coming into the market. What followed, however, was more of a destructive candle than anything else. Volume still went up. Positive delta a little bit less, maybe almost half. And you can see open interest went down massively. So this was an insane short squeeze. I think we can turn on the liquidations. Yeah, there you go. So a lot of liquidations on that side. And after that, you could say nothing has happened pretty much. We've just been consolidating. I was debating whether we should call this upward sloping consolidation, or more sideways. As long as these lows hold, I guess we could call it sideways, and very clearly around the daily open. Just like we're around the monthly open, around the daily open. VWAP is resistance today. And of course, if we look a little bit to the right, we see that we have yesterday's equilibrium and yesterday's value area way, way below us. Yeah, there was an impulsive move yesterday. So, CCV, yeah. The possibility, of course, is that if you start losing these, if you lose this upper range and gain acceptance below the previous day value area high, then you could imagine rotating to the previous day value area low. Yeah, that is a possibility. We do have, as you can see on CVD, if we use the wick here, we have an increase in CVD. Oh my goodness, but it's super, super, super low volume. But you do have bearish divergences forming. Yeah, you see open interest now has been increasing in this range. So that's kind of a, well, that could lead to a nice violent breakout, because half of the participants that are opening contracts in the middle of nowhere, basically, or at the 50-50 gamble area, you could call it, are going to be wrong. Yeah, one half is going to be right, one half is going to be wrong. Or you can even do a up and down move and kick them all out and then have the actual move. But yeah, for now, this little range here is holding, which we can also, just pop in the, it would look like this on on TradingView. And of course, you can even have your little parallel channel going. Should I do it? No, you do it. You did it yourself. You know how to draw parallel channels, right? But anyway, here's your little local range. Value area high here, value area low, very, very tight. Point of control right there. And of course, pop on your VWAP. And there you have yourself a nice little scalping range for now. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And what's next? Well, we'll see. Obviously, you can see what happens or why we always insist on seeing volume come in for juicy moves. Yeah. If you are just ranging sideways and nothing's going on, well, then of course you can have scalp trades and everything, but it's just not a very liquid environment to trade in. And if you have a nice volume injection, then you can have very, very interesting moves up or down. So the same thing here. Either we range for today, because we just had a big move yesterday, so we're just going to chill for today, maybe tomorrow and Sunday, and then you have a nice chilled weekend, not really, run the highs, run the lows kind of stuff, but basically staying where you are. That's one option. And then we move nowhere and stay around that monthly open as well, not just the daily open for today. And another option would be to have some sort of a reply. Yeah. Do we have another volume injection, another push up, or another volume injection and a push down? Yeah. So the point of all this is for you to start mapping out levels. If we have a strong rejection or move to the downside, here you have some levels that you can start looking at. You've got your horizontals as well. You can use your, it should be using your fib retracement, etc., speed fans, every tool that you like, extensions, expansions, negatives, the whole shebang. I'm not showing you everything, but getting you started, hopefully. What else can you put into the mix? Of course, your naked point of controls. The weekly ones are a bit far away. The lower one is at 32. The upper one is at 43. What is this? 43, 44. Okay. So let's look at the daily ones, which are a bit closer. And we already have, yeah, there you go. That's the one I wanted to see. So we've got a 41.8. So basically that 42K huge point of control anyway. We already know about that. Nice confluence there at 42K. 35.5. Once again, that monthly level area. Now a daily naked point of control from yesterday. Ding, 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 ding. And a little bit lower, 33.5. Yeah. So these are also levels you can add into the mix. You can also use the fantastic sessions template. What a move yesterday. Did you guys check the time on this one? Very nice. Bam, bam, bam. All of these three hit and cleaned up. And now we're just chilling in this old area. The other one is a bit further up, 41.8. And of course, the 35.6, 35.5 is what we looked, what we saw in this one as well. Yeah, that's the basically that New York session or IS3 point of control. So these are a bit far away now. Yeah, we're kind of in the middle of both. TPO, oh yeah, very interesting to have this template on as well. You can see this is a bit farther away above that 42K, so not that interesting locally for now. But that's the third template showing you something at 35.5-ish. And also you can see humongous selling tail. This was up to 100 at some point yesterday, I think. So it's a big, big selling tail here after that short squeeze up and swing failure pattern of those highs. Or basically, if you look back, you can see that you took out these highs and you took out these highs. So from a market structure perspective, very nice swing failure pattern to at least for a scalp, I would say. And you have a little block of single prints below you. Yeah, that's acting as support right now to the T pretty much. Look at that. So that 37.7 area is like, you can treat like a horizontal support resistance level. Also used to be the POC 2 days ago. This is all time, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. So you can use volume or time for these point of controls. So right now, this is activated on time. The other ones were volume. Yeah. So definitely be aware of all of this stuff when planning your next move. Yeah, pretty cool indeed. What else did I want to tell you? What else did I want to show you? I guess the funding we could have a look at. Right now it's neutral, 0.01, super duper neutral. Not only now for the next period, but the predicted one as well. Yeah, so super neutral, no negative funding at the moment. Very, very balanced out. So nothing we can conclude from that. And surprise, surprise, we just kind of had a little bounce of the value area low of this very tiny local range. So there we go. We continue to range. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. Let's jump to other juicy stuff. Ethereum. Well, that's a short one. Pretty much same as last week. Huh? Right smack on that point of control. No man's land, you could say, from that perspective, from a volume perspective. Still at the CC. Yeah, just chilling, super stable at that point. Not really decisively breaking any resistances, not losing any supports, just really super rangy. What does that mean for the alts? Well, some might have a chance to run a little bit, but mostly it seems like no clear strength or weakness so far to see. And these are weekly candles, yeah? So you can see last week was pretty neutral in that sense. This week we're still around the weekly open, so nothing much to say there. This is, of course, more interesting. So this is what was happening yesterday. And you can see I have now extended this fixed range that I used to have up here, like above this monthly level. Exactly. So this was very, very nice support, which now has been lost so far. And if we take everything above this weekly level, for example, I guess you could say we can also take that little chunk of data as well. Big POC is still up here. Value area low is here. And I guess we can mark that because you can see that that was a fantastic support, resistance. Okay. So great swing failure pattern here yesterday. That weekly level was tapped. We took the pivot lows and had a very dramatic and aggressive bounce. And we can even go down on the 1 hour so you can see it a bit better. So we did spend a few hours here dancing around this weekly and finally managed to push through, back tested a support and took off, which is, this is a very big move, 4%. And now giving it, already starting to give it back. So this fantastic support area has now been tapped as resistance. And you can also, of course, use your fibs. That's what they're there for. And see that this is, look at that. CC lining up with that value area low. Not a surprise that we're rejecting here. And why are we looking at this? Because obviously this is very correlated at the moment with BTC. So if this one is pulling back like this, it would not be surprising if we get that pullback in here too. Yeah, and we already know what areas we can or what levels we can play around with this here. If, however, we were to see instead of, a pullback to, let's say, I don't know, should we take a crazy guess? Let's assume that this, at least local downtrend, or more than local downtrend now, if this were to change market structure, then I guess we could see something like this. And then, ultimately you would have to get above this level. So this value area low, this monthly level was fantastic support. Now it has been backtested as resistance. Okay. Getting above that, very nice sign of strength. That would be reclaiming that big range that we can play around with again. Not being able to claim that, well, that means downtrend continues and more downside possible. So if we go back to our little daily perspective here, getting back above this range would be very cool. Or above this value area, sorry. The point of control is going to be a massive problem, of course. And claiming that point of control opens the way up for, of course, the upper range, yeah? But these are the immediate levels right in front of you that you need to be aware of. So you don't really need any news. All you need to do is use your technical tools as usual and see what's what, yeah? This is all futures, of course. New York will open in... in 6 hours. Yeah, in 6 hours. So yeah, very exciting session possibly today too. Yesterday was super volatile. Look at this. When did the New York Stock Exchange open? 30 here. So this was all futures during the day. And at 3:30, these are now hourly candles. So we opened around here. We had that massive, that very nice buyback reaction. Yeah. So this will open, around here. So we still have some time left to see what happens. I'm going to jump to the stocks real quick. Yeah. On the hourly, it looks even crazier. Apple. Yeah. So the index was doing that crazy bounce. And look at what Apple did. It hit that monthly level or opened gap down there and bounced 6.5%. I don't have the pre-market data yet, so I don't know, it's probably going to open gap down a little bit, judging by the SPX futures. Airbnb was kind of crazy. It rejects off of the CC way before any bad news came and goes all the way down to that monthly level. Crazy. Wait, is that an 886? Should we do it? Should we do it? Oh man, 886 and monthly and macro 786 and value area low area. Jesus, this is crazy. Anyway, super volatile and super nice bounce as well, but also very technical. Amazon. Oh, look at this. I've turned off everything else because, what else do I need? That's the speed fan from the from the Corona low to the all-time high put in here in July 21. Yeah, look at the respect from that 618. It's insane. So this is why you maybe understand now why I'm so interested in that 618 speed fan on Bitcoin as well, because it's the same pull as this one basically. Okay, different high pivot, but still, these are cool levels to hit. Yeah, they can give you. I mean, this first touch gave you well, it went 17% bounce. This is insane. Yeah, and this one already, the second one, even though usually we say the first touch is better, another 7%. I mean, these are insane. Yeah. So far that's holding. Of course, you can just label this as where's your pivot low down here? Here. That's your those are those from September, or what is this? 21st? Oh wait, no, these are a bit lower, I think. Yeah, there you go. So this was actually the low in September. Yeah, that's the lowest one. There you go. So that's basically the pivot low of the range. You can do your fixed range pulled as well, and you have your range with value area and everything going as well, plus your horizontals, etc., etc. But amazing 618 speed fan. This one has just not done much ever since 618 to 618. It still has this humongous gap here. Coinbase did an swing failure pattern of the all-time lows, so fresh all-time lows, super intact downtrend, looking very, very weak. Very, very weak. Point of control is still around this monthly level. Yeah, so looking terry bat basically, making lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, and we just made a fresh lower low. We had a nice impulse back up, a nice bounce off of this, but until this one's actually pretty easy. Just claim all of this as support, and then you will start looking a lot better. Yeah, then all of this you can see as a deviation, which would be very bullish, but as it stands now, it looks terry bat. Netflix, well, no surprise that we're finding support at this huge high volume node. Point of control since 2018, basically. So for 4 years now, 4 years of data in this fixed range pool. And that's the maximum point of control of the entire shebang here. So it is a support area where you're kind of now going below that value area high. It's shifted a little bit now. So I guess we can correct it to here. If you want any type of continuation, well, you just got to get out of this value area. Otherwise, you're just, stuck in this big range for now. So kind of below that support area of 618 and 66. Yesterday, we bounced up to the 66 again. And monthly level, yeah, above it would be showing signs of strength. Staying below it, you're stuck in the range. That's it. Microsoft, what did I do here? Oh yeah, so if you take a pull from, what is this, May 21st? SFP, that's the old SFP. We can remove that one now. Do we have a fresh one? Yeah, this one here. So we did take those lows as well. Oh, and these lows. Oh, wait, then let me put it in here. This is much juicier. I like that. Yeah, that's much juicier. Nice. Whew. Yeah. That's the only thing you can do at this area. Either you do a nice swing failure pattern, or there's not that much market structure to support you. And the next one would be like 786 with these previous highs here. But very, very nice bounce. Once again, look at that. I mean, these are days, Jesus. These are days of great opportunity if you're not panicking and paying attention, yeah? Does it have to do this? No, it can just crash through. But it's worth it to pay attention. NVIDIA did not take the lows, nope. But double monthly support area. I think the point of control shifted, or did it not? Yeah. Point of control used to be down here inside the CC. Now it shifted up to here, to this one here, to 224. But you could say now we're kind of maybe flipping that 618 speed fan to resistance, and you can see it's been respected really well. The 0.25, the 382 back test. Here 618, not so pretty, but 0.5 rejection. Yeah. So also a similar thing. This is fantastic support if you stay above it, but if you go below it, it's going to be fantastic resistance. Yeah. And then we have to look for lower. And this is all pulled from March 21. Yeah. From this low pivot here. PayPal. Ooh, PayPal is dancing around that old range POC. What is this? Oh, I did a bigger one. Okay, yeah. So this small fixed range pull from here, that's what gave me that all range POC. And that's what we've been dancing around now. And we just pushed up back to it again. So very, very much in that old range now. And that other, oh wait, let me just put it back. Yeah, the big fixed range pull would be the same pivot from here, but just including everything. And the point of control of everything also for the last 3 years is right here. Yeah, so big fat volume node and point of control. I guess if we include this old range, let's see what it gives us. Ooh, so another very high volume node right below us as well. Oh, that's where we bounced off here. Surprise, surprise. And what a move after that one, huh? How much did that? So retrace to that old point of control and you move up 267%. Yeah, okay. And they say crypto is crazy, man. Tesla. Oh, yeah. Tesla. That was a nice bounce, too. So 786, bit of a front run. Not quite hit that POC. It's a shame. But this beautiful speed fan that, once again, look at that first touch of the 618, gave you a 35% bounce. Jesus. 35% bounce. The 7.5 also gave you a very nice bounce, especially coming together with monthly and CC. 16% bounce. But now we've gone through all of it. So we're flipping all of this cool stuff to resistance as it stands. So very, very decisive day today. And also the coming week, which is fitting with that FIP time pivot as well. Yeah. And maybe certain geopolitical conflicts are looking a bit different next week. Maybe not. I have no idea. And I don't really need that for the charts or for trading. But yeah, very, very interesting times. So we are seeing very important, very big levels being hit. What is this? Twilio. Twilio ended up rejecting all of this and bouncing off of that weekly and 786. A big point of control slightly below us still. So that's something to be aware of, definitely. Yeah, but this is the beginning of this very, very big chunk of volume now. Whew, that's a big discount. Jesus. From the all-time highs. 66%. Yay. All right, let's get to the one of the stars of the show yesterday. Finally, gold moved. Like really moved. Yeah, so it had been moving up the past few weeks, but look at that. It moved past the yearly level of resistance all the way to the monthly and the back of that 0.5 speed fan. Tapped it pretty much exactly and pulled back. Now it's, I think, working its way back up. Let's go on the daily and see what that looked like. So as that was unfolding yesterday, I thought, oh, should I push the chart? No, I'll show you today. But look at this. Look at this move yesterday. Look at this move. And retraced even below the yearly. And then today a bit higher. Yeah, but now sitting here. Of course, this is also something you can add some highs to this. Wait, did we take these two? Oh, yeah. Did we take these two? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yes, we did by an inch. So we took these highs, and monthly level and 0.5 and a nice, very, very nice swing failure pattern with a nice move down as well. Jeez, that was like 4% or something. Crazy. So yeah, very nice to see gold doing something and waking up a little bit, you know. We were making high, I mean, from a technical perspective, without any conflict in the air, you could already say, well, we're holding the 618 like an absolute beast, making higher lows and slowly working our way up, slowly but surely. And this was our horizontal resistance, and we just kind of blasted through it. Yeah, so it could have gone on for a bit longer. Now it got accelerated maybe, but it's not a surprising move. The question is this just a humongous fake out? And you fall back into this thing and you're between the 2 yearly levels again? Or are you actually going to gain acceptance? And, you know, I have the weekly chart on, so this is going to take a while for, at least today, for this to close. See what happens next week. You know, this is very, very, very high time frame analysis. But very cool to see gold finally doing something. Yeah, and the for amigos, at the same time that gold was doing that SFP, DXY was also doing its own swing failure pattern here. There's your pivot. Paching! Took the highs and pulled back. now working its way up again today, at the same time as SPX is pulling back a little bit today because it's against resistance. You can even see it here, yeah? You don't even need, look at this. Just pick any of these pivots and you can see that the fantastic support we had before is at the moment resistance, yeah? So very, very key area. Claim it or not claim it. Very, very, very exciting, yeah. All right, funding we already checked. Neutral. We checked the four amigos. Oh wait, you don't see Bitcoin on this one because my face is in front of it. Let me, here, there you go. Anyway, you know what Bitcoin looks like. Gold we did some stocks. So definitely something I'm going to be watching again today to see what the ES is doing, what SPX is doing in a few hours. It's a nice, heads up of what the overall markets are up to and what the mood is like. And here locally, you have your nice little range going. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, very, very exciting. I think. Let's see what you guys are up to. It's much better to do it a live update, and I can talk to you guys a little bit. I find interactive is fun, more fun than just blah blah and just talking and not having any feedback from you guys. Good morning, Austria. Good morning, Olga. Victor. The sound is good. Thank you. That's where I got it. Good morning from China. Hello. Morning from Kenya. Morning to South Africa. Hello. Morning from London. Serbia here. Good morning. Bună dimineața, Victor. Oh, Romania. Goose Fraba. I know what movie that's from. Anger Management. Very good movie. Goose Fraba. Morning. Sound good. Good morning from London. Hello. Australia. Okay, to wake up and tune it, it's their loss. Oh, yeah. Friday morning routine, definitely program that in. Good morning from Slovenia, sound is good. I love you too. Good morning from Portugal. Maybe I should write down how many countries are actually online. This is kind of insane from all over the world. Fairly butterfly on the BTC chart. Well, if you think so, post your chart in Bitcoin TA and let's have a look. Good morning from Dubai. Good morning. When you get another stream about Mindset stream about life exchange trading, about to see how good do you handle it. To see how good do you handle the situation. You mean the current situation? I'm handling it really, really well. And I think if you watch the streams we already made this year with George together, the fear one, the balance one, and as it's funny because those streams happen at the same time I was doing the champion streams on Sundays, and we had that first price dip into the 33K area, mass panic already, and it was in the end a 40% bounce opportunity. So you gotta be really, really detached. Yeah, that's what's gonna change your trading execution significantly. So rewatch those streams, I would say, because that's it's difficult to convey, I guess, but that's the essence of the whole thing. If you're panicking, if you're scared, if you're overexposed and you're suffering with every tick up and down that, for example, Bitcoin has, and oh no, we went up $100. Oh no, we went up 100. Oh God, that's going to be very difficult to stay focused and neutral, and to take good trades. I think, yeah, you just be blocked. You might as well just close the trades and refresh your mindset and start maybe a bit smaller. Paper trading, of course, no financial advice. Hi, Victor. We may need more Star Wars music. A cut of the clone channel. Yeah, well, YouTube doesn't let me put on any music that the video gets blocked. So, but yeah, that would be a good one. Good afternoon from Mumbai. Because of geopolitics, I would remove the geopolitical situation. That's gonna make you see the chart a lot easier. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just this noise that is messing your analysis up. I know it sounds strange to say with such things happening, but there's always a geopolitical situation somewhere too. That's what Mike mentioned as well in his update. Of course, this one is close by since it's Russia here around the corner. But the inverse correlation with DXY is not new. That's always been like that. And as a matter of fact, you've had periods where gold, SPX, and Bitcoin were moving all opposite to DXY at the same time. Yeah, gold and Bitcoin had a short phase where they also were a bit correlated. That didn't last very long, and it's mostly SPX and Bitcoin now. They're moving in unison, and usually when DXY is very strong, SPX and Bitcoin are a bit weaker, but there's also been phases where SPX doesn't care at all and keeps going up and doesn't really care what the other ones do. So, it's a bit of an extra thing you can look at, but it's not something that you trade off of directly. Paper trade, no financial advice. So Proxima Centauri, that's a cool name. Let's go. Let's fly. Great stream, like your standard approach. Thank you. I'm happy that it's helpful. Can we say we wrecked the shorts last night? Today we wrecked the longs. There were a lot of short liquidations yesterday, possibly today longs, but often what we see is that after a big move comes range, not necessarily an immediate answer back. So I'm, I guess, a bit more leaning towards doing absolutely nothing and just ranging in that sense than actually getting an immediate answer to that. But all you need is a little injection of volume. You can see, that's the beauty of this. You can see how little volume is involved right now. And as soon as you put in a few serious million, you can get things moving. So it's not difficult for this to get going either way, really. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Usually New York session or New York session brings the most volume to the table. So I would say pay attention to that in the next hours. Hi, Victor. In retrospective, do you see any early trigger except for the big short squeeze? I think George is going to cover that anyway. There were no bullish divergences, if that's what you're asking. I mean, unless you're super strict and say these two here, and this was forming a lower low, and this is a higher low, so a little bit of bullish divergence here. Otherwise, nothing super clear. Here's VWAP resistance. But if you remember, the last time we were at 33K, we had a similar situation. Actually, extremely similar. Now that I think about it, we had the day before keeping our distance from the VWAP. Super clear resistance. Then we start going sideways. So we're changing the diagonal shape of this downtrend, and we're just going sideways, ranging, and we're hitting the VWAP, hitting the VWAP, hitting the VWAP, hitting the VWAP. You're kind of sticking to it. So it is resistance, but it has like a special attraction in a sense. Of course, it's the highest volume. That's where you get bigger orders filled. So no wonder, but still, it just looks different than before. So the mood was changing. No super duper clear triggers on order flow necessarily. And then I would say here, 1530, that candle, New York Stock Exchange opens, and you don't see, as the volume picks up, that would be your trigger, 161 million compared to nothing pretty much before during that range, or at least since we entered the range. So volume is picking up, delta is relatively neutral, so it's not very clear. But you do see that instead of moving away from the VWAP violently, which you would expect on this downtrend, you're actually pushing through it and back to it and pushing through it and back to it. So that I would say is the early, very, very, very nuanced and early trigger for this could possibly get explosive. And so it did. And you see that now we keep a distance from the VWAP in the following hours. This went on for hours. We came up here and we stayed away from the VWAP, but now as support. And I'm just using the VWAP here as an example, but of course you should not only use the VWAP, but volume picks up and we're not rejecting sternly like here. This was a very clear rejection on volume picking up, negative 61 million delta. Look at this. That was a clear rejection. This is not a clear rejection. This is actually doing the opposite. It's actually claiming the VWAP in this case. So this would be probably the earliest heads up, together with the context. Always very, very important. It's not just the order flow. You need to be paying attention to everything. And this just fit the time perfectly, in my opinion. All right. So many comments. I need to wrap it up. What time is it? Okay, yeah. Thanks, Victor. I can really relate to your analysis of mannerism for this. Thank you. I'm happy about that. Can you show us your godly patterns, please? My godly patterns. That's Daniel's godly patterns, not mine. So it's the same one that he posted. It's the same idea. I find it very interesting the impulse palm of its stop at the yeah. Can also use those. Anchored VWAPs, also very cool. Guten Morgen, guten Morgen. Dann, when you start using is there a particular order in which you view extra templates to look at the levels? This is the first template I always open. This is just me. It's my personal first template that I will always open in Exo is this one. It looks relatively simple, and there's a ton of information in here. Insane amount of information in here. You've got your relationship to yesterday's data in terms of value area. You've got your daily open, you've got your equilibrium. You can even turn on previous day high, previous day low, monthly stuff as well, which is another templates. I don't have it on here, but I then open other templates for that. Monthly, weekly reference levels as well. I've got open interest on here. The VWAP is on here. CVD on the visual representation, and of course in numbers here as well, session and full data, as well as volume. And yeah, you don't really need this last volume one. But yeah, this is my favorite one. And the first one that I open on 30 minutes, and then I change the time frame depending on that. And then you can jump to, whatever other templates you want to use. The scalping one as well, volume charts, trend reversal charts, depending on what you're after for that day. Yeah, if you want to show me some pull, it's better if you just post the chart in Bitcoin TA and I can have a look at that. Better than on stream. Also because I'm out of time. Great up as always. Hey, Igor, the legend. Man, I missed the stream party yesterday. I came back, I was like, oh, they already had it. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're well too, and that you had a nice celebración. Good evening from Australia. Good morning from Poland. Luna structures very recommended this. No time. Sorry. But if you want, you can post a chart and post it in altcoins TA, and then I can have a look at that if you want. Traditional market stuff is excellent. You're very welcome. And I think at this point in time, especially this year, the correlation with SPX has been very strong. So it's kind of a bit of like a cheat sheet. You can look at that and get a bit of a sense of what's going on. Bit of time will be George Mr. Moreno on Friday to replace with the others update. No, I think he does his update anyway. Maybe he only does the short format, but he's been doing the Friday ones anyway. Yeah. So this is just like an extra one. Yeah, definitely check it out too. It's very, very good, especially if you have questions about order flow and triggers and stuff like that. These updates are absolute gold. They're amazing. Yeah. Check them out. Where's the SR correlation Danny usually talks about? Yeah, that's what I mentioned just now. S&P median figures, exactly. When you say the how would you describe it in layman terms? This when we go over. Ooh, that's a bit of a complicated question to answer quickly. Yeah. Liquidity means, or what I meant in this case is that if there's a wick, a significant pivot, that very often people put their stop losses under it because they think that it's safe there, and price just goes below it, takes out the stop losses, and then goes back above. That would be a typical bucket shop run or liquidity run. You can read Jesse Livermore book and see that this tale is as old as time and has nothing to do with crypto specifically. It just happens in every market. Katalog Junge, Victor. You're very welcome. So have a fantastic Friday. I gotta get going, and a great weekend as well. Don't forget to go outside and get some fresh air, so that you can appreciate the charts better. And this is something that many members have posted, and in many books that you read about trading, you will find this theme repeating itself. If you take a nice break. What? I just saw a very crazy comment. If you take a nice break and you come back to the charts, you will see them differently for sure. And my most recent experience would be the vacation I had over Christmas, New Year's. The way I'm seeing the charts this year is just different. It's just your brain keeps working on it while you're doing something else. Yeah, so an offline mode, so to speak, or standby mode, and you come back and you have a ton of different. I don't know. It's just a bit of a different appreciation. So very, very important to take your breaks because it is very helpful. Yeah. Well, you retracted the comment. I just saw that. I named my son after you. Okay, if that's true, thank you very much. I'm very flattered and very honored. Yeah. And if it's just a joke, then it's okay too. Have a fantastic weekend. And yeah, take care. And just look at the charts. Yeah, don't be nervous. Don't panic. You don't need to over leverage. You don't need to go YOLO on anything. Plan as always. Every step of your routine should be respected. Log your trades, etc., etc. Paper trading, of course, no financial advice. It's hard to be a trader, but it's also very fun. If you can get through the multi-year, not week or month, multi-year process of suffering, of frustration, of innovation, of discovery, of the markets, of yourself, etc., etc. Yeah. So it does take a long time, but it is very rewarding if you make it and if you get there. Yeah. And then well, it's up to you whether you want to get there or not in the end. Alrighty, I'm gonna take off. Thank you very much for tuning in. It was a pleasure, and I'm very happy that it worked live and that I didn't have to record it and then upload it. So have a great weekend. Adios. Bye bye. Tschüss.